There they are, out having a little bit of a fly. The weather today is not nice at all. We are going to have a look at the loft that I've been building. So we're going to have a look at that at the moment, get that over and done with before this rain comes again. It's been raining on and off. I managed to get a bit of work in today, which is good. I've got it fully locked up, this thing now, which is pretty handy because I can really just start working on the inside. But we'll go through, have a bit of a look. Basically just used iron, sheet iron. This is Colorbond Monument, same color as the rest of my property. It's all the same color, and this is just fence sheeting. It's far cheaper than the actual sheeting you use for, you know, this type of stuff. That's pretty expensive. This is really cheap. So main thing with this whole loft was that we were just going to build something that's reasonably cheap. I think so far we've put in maybe just under $1,000 Australian dollars, which is probably like $500-600 American, which is pretty cheap for the size of it. We can fit quite a lot of birds in here if we need be. Same thing, cladded along the front. A little bit of wire up here. Had this wire left over from the inside of the main loft, which is good. Looking pretty good anyway on this side. Just got to get a bit of paint on it. I've got some paint, but I've reused a bit of material anyway. That's why it's kind of like all odd colors, but we will once this weather dries up a bit. And I may even look at putting some plastic sheeting on this door for now, just because it may get a little bit of water in here during the winter. But for now, we'll just leave it like that. And we'll go in for a bit of a look. Not too bad. I did put a bit of a pitch on this roof, which is, it's only about 10 to 20 mil, enough for the water to scoot off that way, which is definitely a nice improvement. So you'll see now we're starting to go through. There's two sections. So we've got this section and a second one at the back there. This wall here will, I'm going to get some plywood and clad that with plywood. I'm going to put a sliding door on here as well, which will be plywood as well. So birds on this side cannot see the birds on this side, which we'll get there as well. Two little skylights in there, a little bit of light in here. It is a pretty dark day today, so we just got to deal with it. And you'll see all the way around as well, we've got this heavy duty mesh just to let air flow through, but to stop foxes getting in, which you know, we've had no problems with them, but they are around here. They do come up to my back door sometimes, things like that. So yeah, they won't get through there. We've got all the wire on the bottom. I am going to put some sand on the bottom here for later. I just went with sand because it is cheaper than doing plywood and all that kind of stuff. This is more of just a little bit of a temporary holding loft breeding setup just to get us through, because eventually when I finish building my house, I can actually have some free money to spend on some better lofts. That's mainly the problem at the moment, is just having that free money to spend on the birds, but we'll see how we go. But that's basically it for now. It's actually really big and nice and tall. At this point in time, that's why I've put this here for now, is probably going to have nest boxes that run all the way along here. I probably won't run them down to the ground. I might only run them down. We may just put 2 rows in all the way across. We might get 6 across here and maybe another one across the back here, unless we have 6 here and we put some on the back side of here. I was thinking about cramming in more, but we'll just see how we go. I was thinking about more, but yeah, I may just go fewer but bigger, so we can actually lock pairs in there, and if for whatever reason they can stay in there, it'll be big enough for that. So we'll see how we go with it. I am planning on putting in removable in and out ones at this point, nest boxes, so we can take them out, give them a clean, put new ones in there, and then when I do build another breeding loft later on down the track, we can easily take those boxes out. So I was planning on putting a lot more foster pairs in here. Yeah, at this point we'll probably just have a few just to get us moving. The biggest thing is, where a lot of my confusion comes from, is really just trying to figure out what kind of time and money we're going to have this year to fly these birds, because the 60, 70 that we started off with last year is, yeah, pretty manageable, but when you start looking at like 100 or so or more, it gets pretty expensive and time consuming. So I'm just trying to find that balance at the moment. Those birds love this weather. They flew for an hour yesterday and probably an hour the day before too, so they're doing that pretty easy. I'll hopefully maybe get out for a toss tomorrow, but we'll just see how that weather turns out. I just don't want to toss them in this bad weather for no reason. I think it's meant to clear up, so we'll see how we go with that. But it's looking pretty good. It's just tucked in here behind the shed. Got a water tank as well. Been doing a bit of other work around here, but yeah, should be pretty good. Enough to get some breeding done in here as well. I may look at putting in shade cloth on here, just give them a bit more privacy and stops a lot of the feathers and stuff blowing out, but enough to get the dust and things like that moving around, which is good. So we'll see how we go, but so far it's just a little cheap loft. I just like building things, although it's reasonably time consuming, but yeah, we learn a little bit every time. Let's go have a look at some breeding birds, because some of you don't like when I talk too much, but anyway, let's have a little bit of a look in here. Gave this a little bit of a clean before, but yeah, I just don't like this weather. It's just damp and cold and it's just not enjoyable, but we don't get this weather very often, so I'm not too stressed. Got a few pairs out. I am expecting some eggs over the next few days. I'm going to feed these guys shortly, but I thought I'd just quickly make a video beforehand. Got the these guys out just cruising on the floor, which is good. This hen, I'm expecting her to lay pretty soon over the next few days. I was hoping that she would lay today or yesterday, but not yet. They were in that box there, but given that the blue bar-pied hen is sitting on the nest now, I'd say that she might actually be laying an egg just now. It's a bit hard to tell, but you can kind of sometimes tell with the little funny bump that they have on the back when she gets all fluffy and starts pushing and things like that. So we'll give her a little bit of a break, but I thought I'd just pop that up and have a closer look, because I'm hoping we can slip those eggs underneath the yellow and the tiger grizzle cock down below. That's why I'm hoping they lay over the next few days, which she has been hovering around the nest today, which is similar. I tried to line these two up as close as possible. A lot of people think that I'm just rushing things. Not really. Our new rings come out soon. I want to get a couple of rounds out of this red cock, because I am going to move him around a few other pens this year. Sounds like there's a few birds starting to come down. That's probably the yellow team. There's a couple of lazy ones, but I just want to get this cock with a few more hens this year. So if we can get 3 rounds out with fostering and then move him on to another hen, that will be pretty good, because we got some in under these ones up here. And I actually haven't checked to see if they're fertile yet. I haven't had too much of a chance, but he's a pretty good father, old Titan, and so is the tiger grizzle hen. She's doing pretty well, so we'll see how they go. Realistically, my main breeding will probably start in another 6 weeks. This is just a little bit of a head start. That's why I'm hoping these guys get a wriggle on so we can get that cockbird out unseparated, because I've got a lot of those little yellow team hens that hopefully should start getting ready to party soon. But Leon Storm doing pretty well also. One of their grandchildren yesterday, I think, got 3rd fed, first club, so that little hen's clocked a few times and maybe her 2nd club first, so their grandchildren are doing pretty well for my friend as well, so it's pretty interesting. So we'll see how they go. We'll just keep an eye on them. You know, they're reasonably good, but they're slow. They're reliable but slow. That's why we try and get some of these Vanderbilts or a few other speed variants into them. I was hoping the this cock, which is Shock, Staffan Reet, he had a few babies last year with them in that line, but they just didn't really have the speed in them either. So the Vanderbilts so far looking to be the more of a speed input. So we'll see how we go. We've got some best kittle to try this year, which will be pretty good. But at this point, we can only do so much. So that's why I'm trying to get a bit of variation in the pairs, just so we can, you know, see who makes the cut next year. These things are fun, but they're also hard to do one-handed. Oh, there's birds coming down pretty hard. Maybe the falcon might be out there. We'll have a bit of a look. Come on. I haven't got their food out yet, but we'll bring them in. They've been out about 40 minutes. The weather's not overly exciting either, so... Come on. The last bunch coming here in a minute, so might grab some food while those ones are coming around. And oh, they're just trying to land. Come on. Come up. Come on, Restiers, come on. Right, so I think there's one more out there. Anyway, getting them sorted. No falcons out there, they're just a little bit startled. I think today it's the weather's a bit funny and there's a lot of ducks and things around this time of year with all the water on my paddocks, and so it sort of stirs them up a little bit. Anyway, basically the only reason we want to try and get this breeding done, I don't know if you guys remember, but we have a lot of problem with falcons here in certain times of the year. It's like every single day they get hit as soon as they come out of the loft. If you've been watching this, you'll definitely know. We've been pretty lucky. I haven't really, had one falcon sort of touch up in the last couple, like it hasn't been very, very, very rare, which has been good, touch wood. So that's why I, in theory, want to try and get the young birds out quick as possible. Give them the best chance come race season anyway, but also gives them plenty of chance to get out, get strong on the wing before we hit that season. I don't know what brings it on, but those falcons just really smash us hard. So yeah, it's not looking like it's going to happen as much this year because we've got a little bit lacking on pairs, but yeah, we'll definitely get there. I'm going to go through, feed the rest of these birds. These little hens down here are waiting for me, so is everyone else. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Hopefully I might try and get these out for a toss tomorrow, but that's weather pending. So goodbye, have a good weekend.